Welcome to the ranch. Today we are super excited to come to you because we are part of a great collaborative effort that is being put together by Tony over at Kettle Kitchen, Tiffany with Mud and Mascara Homestead, and then Dale and Lisa over at 9 Acre Family Farms. So make sure you go check all those folks out, and we are coming to you with the hashtag the Shindig. Now, a lot of times when we come in part of these collaborative efforts, it really gets my juices flowing. And last time, if you haven't had a chance to check that out yet, I made a huge blunder and I messed it up. You could probably check around here somewhere. We'll drop the link so you can click on it and watch me fail. Well, this time I'm coming to you and I'm coming in hot. So when we lived originally up in the Northeast, around the Baltimore area, we knew all things crabs. If you were asking me to make crab balls, I could do it. If you were asking me to make some steamed crabs, boy, I could do it. Or maybe even some delicious crab soup. Man, Monica's is to die for. But I don't live in Maryland anymore, people. Today, I live in Texas. And one thing that I learned when I lived in Texas is you better love your smoked meats. And that's what I'm doing today. A lot of people want to talk about Memphis, St. Louis, the Carolinas. Are they the best barbecuers in the nation? I say no. It's right here in Texas, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Some very easy steps to follow, so come along and you see that I make the best barbecue in the country. Well, maybe just here on the farm, but we're going to say the country. Let's go! First thing you want to do is pick your meat, whether it's ribs, ham, pork, beef, rabbit, even hamburger. You can smoke so many different things, but around here, one of my favorites is doing ribs. So right now we have some very large pork ribs that we're going to put in the smoker. Now, the first thing I want to tell you to be successful on barbecuing or smoking your ribs is to brine the meat. The reason why you want to brine your meat is because the brining process starts to take apart the meat fabrics, if you will. So once it starts to separate, it then becomes prepared and ready to receive all the additional flavors, the smoke, the rubs, the barbecue, whatever you choose to use. It's going to receive it a lot better. The marinade typically is just topical, and once you get to it, it starts to rinse off or fall off, and you don't get the full flavor. So the thing that you have to worry about when you do the brine is make sure that you take it out of the package, rinse it extremely well, so that you don't have all that salt and all the additional flavors that you may use. But brines can typically be very, very simple, such as salt, sugar, and water. And make sure you look up how you want to do yours. Now, here is a tip that I learned just in preparation for this video, is when you brine your meat, especially with ribs, you want to remove the skin or that silver lining on the inside of the ribs. And if you brine it first, that skin is super easy to pull off. So make sure that you take time to brine your meat. We've done ribs through the crock pot, through sous vide, slow cooking in the oven, and nothing has ever really worked the way that we're showing you how to do it right now. Okay, once you have your meat out, I usually cut mine just because my racks are a little bit smaller. So once you get everything prepped and ready, what you want to do is take some paper towels, a tea cloth, something along that line, and you're going to dry this water from all your rinsing. It doesn't have to be bone dry, just dry. That way it's ready to receive all your flavorings. Now for me, I like to top this thing off with some mesquite flavoring. And I'm just going to kind of put that into the meat like that. That way it doesn't fall off when I flip it over. And you can put as much or as little on as you like. And I like to just give it a good little coat. I don't want to make it too salty. I've done that before. So I just want the flavor. So remember that what we're getting ready to do now is put this in the smoker, so the smoke is what's going to give it a good flavor as well. So now that I have everything prepped and ready, I am going to wrap this like this, just so that smoke flavor can penetrate that meat. And I'm going to cook it for about an hour in the smoker. Oh yeah, look at that smoke rolling. Now for this, I picked hickory as my smoke, and I like to put my meats at the top to try to get as much smoke as I can. Now some people don't like smoke, so sometimes what I do is I will wrap it completely just so that it doesn't get as much smoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this cook at a low temperature. I'm going to cook it at 220 degrees for about an hour. After an hour and a half or so of cooking, you can see the meat is starting to caramelize on the top, and all that smoky goodness is inside that meat. And so now what you want to do is get some barbecue and put as much as you like on top. And once we put this on top, we are going to seal it up so that all the moisture is contained and trapped inside of the aluminum. Now that we have our meat completely sealed up, we're ready to put it back in the smoker for about 4 to 5 hours. And I'm going to allow the thickness of this meat to determine how long I need to put it in there. For me, I know it's ready when it's falling apart. This particular rib is probably going to take about 4 to 5 hours. And because of that, this is where the art of smoking really takes place. The art of smoking includes you taking time to relax and enjoy the day. And when you just calm down and stop the hustle and bustle, you get to do a lot of fun stuff like this. Feed the birds, pet the hogs, find a hose that was left on and flooded everything, take a photo op with the turkey, play some video games, edit some other videos, enjoy some tea,
doing laundry,
watching the beautiful skyline that God has created, or even daydream.
Eric, hey, Eric, did you even finish that rib video yet?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I got distracted. Let me go get the ribs. Okay, well, this is the finished product of everything we've worked hard for over the past few hours. And before we open this up and look at how delicious this is, I just wanted to give a final thanks for all the folks who invited us to this great collaboration, this great Shindig that we're a part of. And this is the end of the month. This has been a month-long collaboration with lots of different videos, lots of different foods that people would bring to a Shindig. So make sure you go check out #TheShindig. And now, without further ado, we need to get into what we were making. Now, before I even open this up, what I want to say is, what I'm looking for is when I open this foil, is I want to see nice moist meat. But how do I know that it is finished? I know it's finished when I can pull the bones out of the meat. And it's going to be awesome. And I already know what we're dealing with. So, are you ready for the great reveal? Here we go. Look at that. That is what you would go to a restaurant and pay good money for. And how are we going to know if it's finished? Ta-da! This is what I look for when I make my ribs. So the only thing left to do is to get my fingers just about burnt to see. Oh, hot. That's hot. That's hot. But look at that. Look at that. When you're eating ribs, it don't matter if your fingers get dirty. Look at these fingers. This is flavor to go right in with the meat. Barbecue or not, that is good smoked meat. When I go to a Shindig, when I take this to a Shindig, people are going to fight over this. Why? Because this if I may say, is finger licking good. Thank you all so much for coming, participating in this video with me. Man, that's good. I'm just gonna sit here and eat all night long. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't gotten a chance yet. Hey, who likes ribs with meat that falls off? Farmers do. Quiet on the set, whether it be ribs, tenderloin.
Start over.
Jeez, whiz, man, this thing is fighting me. So the first thing you want to do is
Drop your meat again. Go. Take 800. Action. That is not going to be smooth coming out.
first thing you want to do.
You did good.
Did I?
Yeah. Take 2.
Good.
Good.
Some smoke inhalation.